To Tasmania, a state which has seen significant changes in its timber industry recently, less access to native forests, and that means high quality sawlogs are harder to get.
That's right, Nick, the big high value trees. So the question is, where do the sawlogs of the future come from? Well, the answer may well lie in plantations like this.
The last few years have been a turbulent time in Tasmania's timber industry, but this story started long before the peace deals or intergovernmental agreements were ever on the table. This story starts more than 20 years ago when Forestry Tasmania began acquiring land to plant trees.
Forestry Tasmania has about 50,000 hectares of this type of resource. It's grown as high quality sawlog. It's been thinned and pruned, and it will produce a valuable product for Tasmania here.
Plantation hardwood is nothing new in Tasmania, but the majority of it has been grown at a fast rate with a large number of trees per hectare and no pruning. The result, the trees are small and crooked, only good for chipping to make into high quality paper.
A lot of growers in Australia grow plantation wood as pulpwood, short rotation. Forestry Tasmania do it a little bit differently. The intention is to grow on for a longer rotation, 25, 30 years. So yes, it's quite new.
To turn plantation timber into high-value sawlogs is labour intensive. When first planted 14 years ago, there were some 1,500 trees per hectare. But thanks to a vigorous thinning process, that number will be cut to less than 300 per hectare by the time they're ready for harvest.
That thinning process means that the trees that are left will become tomorrow's sawlogs even faster. They will grow bigger, fatter and straighter than ever before. But the other benefit is in the thinnings themselves. There's been some really pleasant surprises of what's coming out.
We were surprised with what we've got from our thinnings. We've sent a trial load of domestic peelers. We've also hop piles, plus some hydro piles and some piles that were a trial as well. We've been pleasantly surprised. In 10 years, 15 years time we can come here and these logs will be 65 centimetres.
But 65 centimetres is still small when talking sawlogs, with mills used to taking much larger, older native trees.
You know, your native wood is a lot older. This will be aged 25, 30, so it has different sawing characteristics.
This particular patch of land also has an interesting story. Back in the mid-90s, farming was not the cash cow it once was. This 900-hectare block was owned by Malcolm Taylor, just up the road from his family farm, and it was offering him next to no return.
It wasn't a good place to make money out of, and the sheep industry fell in a hole. We were getting nothing for our mutton, just taken away and put through the meat processor, and lambs were making about $15, and it was becoming a bit of a burden to us. So I decided to sell it, and we sold it to the forestry, and that cleared all our debts we had, and I went back to the farm at Deloraine and said to my son, we're finished here, you take it over.
So Malcolm, back on the bit of land that you used to own, mate, any regrets getting rid of it?
Oh, I don't think so. No, it wasn't first class ground, so you know, it's pretty hard to make a living out of the good ground. So really, no, it freed us up that we were able to retire and enjoy the rest of our life.
That included becoming a world champion at sheepdog trials. Meanwhile, the trees on his former block of land continue to grow.
The innovative processors, growers will adapt to this wood. It's grown environmentally responsible manner. We hope to get this wood certified as FSC. This is our future, and I'm passionate about it.
Forestry Tasmania manages 55,000 hectares of plantation forest, 26,000 of which is pruned and thinned with the objective to produce sawlogs in around another 10 to 15 years' time.